Hi, it's evening now, and I am sitting outside the Maple Spring Church of the Brethren. We're getting ready to have a uh, council meeting, a fall council meeting, and I got to thinking about that. I got to thinking about how important it is that churches take care of their matters, their business, and I happen to be the moderator of this church right now, and so I come and I lead the meetings. But it took me back to a passage of scripture in First Corinthians. It says in First Corinthians 14:40, let all things be done decently and in order. And I think that was directed to the church at Corinth. I think, this was direction that God was giving that church. But I think it's also something that we need to apply to our lives. That when we're doing things, we're doing it corporately as a church body, or whether we're doing it individually, we shouldn't be shoddy in the way we do it, but we need to be organized. We need to be put together. Whether you're teaching a Sunday school class, whether you're directing some program at your church, whether you're just going about your own life where you're reflecting God and who He is in your life, the Bible tells us that we're supposed to do things decently and in order. Now, this particularly talks to me because I'm not a real organized person. Everybody that knows me well, knows that one of my weaknesses is that I'm not real organized, and I'm often running around trying to figure out, where I left that particular note or what needs to be taken care of here or there or whatever. And I don't always get things as organized as I should. There and it kind of seems strange to me because oftentimes I'm put in the role as a leader or as chairman of a committee or something like that. But this verse continues to challenge me that this is something that I, as a believer, need to work at and that I need to be aware of. That God expects me when I'm working, especially in service to Him, that I not do something haphazardly or casually, but that I do it in an orderly fashion. Let all things be done decently and in order. So, how does that apply to your life? I don't know. You have to look at your life and look at that verse and say, what is God saying to you today? How is God taking this verse and teaching you something with it today? What do you need to do that to bring more order to the way you're serving Him, to bring more order to the way you're doing your family? I, I mean, you can apply this to so many things. It's interesting. He didn't just say, let all the ministry of the church be done decently and in order. He said, let all things, everything that we're involved in, that means the way we run our homes, the way we run our finances, the way we serve in our communities. It says when people looks when people look at us as Christians, He wants them to see that we've got it put together, that we're to get that we've got our act together, and we're not just being haphazard in the way that we do things. And like I said, this slaps me right between the eyes because oftentimes when I'm putting together a program, I've got the thing coming up where we're going to start um, start putting together our list of people that want to go to Guatemala, and we're going to start setting up meetings and putting together the organization and organizing ourselves and doing all this kind of stuff and working on fundraisers and doing all the stuff that we have to do to get ready for a trip like that. And the challenge to me is I've got to do it in an orderly fashion. Thank the good Lord, the church years ago saw fit to hire a secretary for me. And I lean on Christy for a lot of things like this. I've leaned on each secretary I've had over the years that to kind of help me stay orderly. And I know I drove them crazy at times because I'm so disorderly. And so I know I drove them crazy. And I told Christy when I was interviewing her to hire her, I said, listen, I'm going to drive you nuts because you are an orderly person. You are a person that puts things together in an orderly fashion, and I'm fly by the seat of my pants way too much. But I said, I'm not going to get mad if you kind of reel me in and say, look, we gotta organize this a little better. We gotta order this a little bit better. Thankfully, she's been very good at it and she's been very helpful to me. But if you're like me, if you're that kind of person, maybe you kind of need to look around and say, okay, God, I need you to bring somebody into my life to help put me together and help keep me organized. Well, our time is about gone. It is gone. But I want you to remember those verses and ask yourself, God, how do you want me to apply this to my life? Let all things be done decently and in order. You have a great day. God bless you. I'll see you next time around. Bye.